So is Kenny Pickett going to be the new Steelers starting quarterback? Who knows? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We're doing my reaction from the Steelers versus Jets game yesterday. I apologize for not uploading yesterday. I was actually refereeing youth football, which was a terrible way to spend my Sunday. However, I guess I didn't get to experience the terrible Steelers loss to the Jets. We lost 24-20. Mitch Trubisky started the first half, 84 yards and an interception. Kenny Pickett comes in the second half, throws for 120 yards and 3 interceptions, but he did run for 2 touchdowns, which was impressive. I did get the chance to watch, of course, the highlights on the NFL, but also, like I said, I didn't upload my reaction because it was late, and it was kind of no point. I was tired, just disappointed. I was also losing to fantasy. Just a bad day yesterday. However, we saw some things, though, from Kenny Pickett. Now, those 3 interceptions really weren't his fault. 2 of them were off the receiver's hands, and then the other one was a Hail Mary, which, obviously, Hail Mary is usually just 50-50. Really. Usually about 70-30. 70% going to that defense or incompletion, and then 30%. Probably less than that. Who knows? Who cares? Either way, they weren't really his fault, Kenny Pickett. We saw the offense was actually starting to move a lot more, though. It was actually moving a lot better. The offense was a bit more spread out. If it was faster, obviously Pickett is a more mobile quarterback than Mitch, so he was, of course, rolling out more. Obviously, with those 2 rushing touchdowns. Najee Harris had 74 yards on the ground. Jalen Warren with 18. Kenny Pickett 15 yards, of course, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, we saw George Pickens get a 100-yard game, 6 receptions for 102 yards, no touchdowns. Nobody had receiving touchdowns yesterday. Pat Frymuth with 85 yards, a big game. Of course, got to target him. Deontay Johnson only had 11 yards off 2 receptions. He had a quiet game, but of course, that was a controversial call with the catch. I think he was out of bounds. Tiny hair touching that out of bounds, and by roll it's incomplete. So I do think he was out of bounds, incomplete. Of course, that would have been huge, though. Would have been big. But we blew the lead. Okay, we were going into the fourth quarter. They scored 14 points, the Jets did. Ended up beating us 24-20. We were going into half losing, but then we ended up taking the lead in the third quarter. Like I said, the Jets scored late, and we barely had any time. I think we had like 15 seconds, less than 15 seconds or something, to march downfield and score. That's, of course, why we had to throw the Hail Mary. Did not work out. Defense. We saw, of course, TJ Watt. Him being out, we still suck. I think we're now 0-7 without TJ Watt. Looking at sacks, we only had 1 sack yesterday. That was by Alex Highsmith, of course, who's having a big year, stepping up for the injured TJ Watt. But Cam Hayward, he got to step up more. Only 3 tackles yesterday. 3 total tackles, nothing else. He has to step up. I've been saying this. When he needs to perform, when he needs to be clutch, when TJ Watt's out, he needs to step up. He's not really doing that job well. We need more from Cameron Hayward. Our coverage wasn't the best either. We had 2 interceptions, which that first half we were good. Our coverage in the first half was very good. We had interceptions I can't see right off the bat. Here we go. Minka Fitzpatrick had an interception, returned that for 34 yards, and Cam Sutton had an interception for 26 yards. So that first half, definitely, we were playing good on defense. Zach Wilson wasn't playing that good. Then in the second half, they started to go off. Zach Wilson threw for 52 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, like I said. He also received a touchdown, had a receiving touchdown. But a lot of spaced out receiving yards. Corey Davis, 74 yards. Elijah Moore, 53 yards. Conklin, 52 yards. Garrett Wilson, 41 yards. Michael Carter, 14 yards. So, that's our coverage. Pretty bad coverage on the run game. Our run defense was actually pretty good yesterday. 98 yards only. I've been saying in the preview that our run defense has not been good lately. So, of course, it definitely picked up yesterday. Looking at our tackling leaders, Miles Jack with 8 total tackles, 5 solo. 1 QB hit, so of course he's having a pretty solid year this year. Minka Fitzpatrick also the same stat line. Arthur Mullet with 5 solid tackles, 7 total. But yeah, we definitely helped with the run game. Our defense looked pretty good with the run game, but the coverage was pretty weak. Of course, letting receivers solid receiver crew that the Jets have, but our corners are just not good. It's really just Minka Fitzpatrick holding down that secondary, and that's barely. Of course, Witherspoon was out. So, of course, we had to see Norwood step up, Mullet step up, Sutton step up. Sutton had a reception, but either way, our secondary was not that good. But now, what do we do with this offense? What do we do at quarterback? I wanted Kenny Pickett to start this game going into the Jets because looking at the 4-game stretch that's coming up with the Bills, Buccaneers, Dolphins, and Eagles, give Pickett a chance to play against a worse team than them first. Don't throw in Kenny Pickett against Buffalo in Buffalo. Okay, don't do that. That's maybe what we might see next week. I wish we would have had him get more experience in that Jets game. I'm happy at least he played though. But Tomlin, of course, made a decision a bit too late. But I think we should still roll with Pickett. Our offense is not that good regardless. We're not making playoffs. Well, if we do make playoffs, it'll be like last year. We make playoffs barely and then we get blown out. Either way, it's a season that we just gotta experiment with. Really, we just gotta chalk it up. We have a tough stretch of 4 games. We might get lucky with 1 win. Okay, 3 are on the road. We might get a chance of beating Miami, depending on how Tua plays. We might get a chance with Tampa Bay because, I mean, they're not looking the best, and anything can go. But I feel like we're gonna lose next week in Buffalo. Tampa Bay maybe. Miami is our best chance of those 4 games, and then the Eagles in Philadelphia. We usually never have luck in Philadelphia, so we'll probably lose to the Eagles. And of course, the Eagles are on fire right now. But what do we do with quarterback? Stick with Kenny. Our offense looked a lot better. We are getting the ball moving a lot more. Mitch, I know he didn't play terrible, but we just couldn't get things done. We'll see what Matt Canada though. I mean, we can't. Maybe we could give Canada one more chance. See what he does with Pickett over these next couple of games. And you might say, all right, well, give Canada a break. It was a tough 4 games. Well, I mean, if we were going to be playoff contenders, Super Bowl contenders, we're going to be playing tough teams. We got to have Canada making right decisions. We'll see how he does with Kenny Pickett, a more mobile quarterback. But if we're not performing good on offense by the bye week, which is week 9, I keep looking up because I have the schedule on my wall. By week 9, I think we should fire Matt Canada. Maybe even earlier, depending. Give it a couple games to Kenny Pickett. But if we're not successful on offense, we're not getting the ball moving on offense with so much talent. We gotta fire Canada. We're gonna have to end up hiring somebody within the organization, moving somebody up. Probably not gonna be any better, but we gotta make changes. We can't just keep saying the same. Can't keep staying mediocre. We gotta make changes. We gotta, do something. But embarrassing loss once again. Not surprised, of course. Jets always give us a tough game. Not surprised that we lost. I was disappointed. I mean, I don't seem really angry today because all my anger happened yesterday, and it's later on in the day. I'm not going to be angry. Can't be angry all the time. Got to keep moving forward. The Bills next week. We beat the Bills last year, opening week, but, I mean, our team's not as good as last year. We probably have better offensive weapons, but, I mean, we just can't use it the right way. So, that's all I have. Embarrassing. Mitch Trubisky also got sacked 3 times, so it's a tough situation for Trubisky. It really is because the whole majority of Pittsburgh wants Kenny Pickett. Okay, they don't want Trubisky, so you have the whole team, whole city kind of rooting against you. Kind of don't really want to see you. You're getting sacked 3 times. You're in a terrible play calling system. It's hard to succeed. So I do feel bad for Mitch. I do, but I mean. We saw the ball offense was moving a lot better with Kenny Pickett, a lot more mobile. So we'll see. I wish we would have saw Kenny Pickett go into the Jets game, starting the whole game instead of halftime. But it is what it is. That's all I have to say. Just gotta keep moving forward. I didn't have much high expectations from this season, as you guys know. I've been saying this every week. I don't have high expectations from the season. It's just an experiment, really, just to see what we could do. I wish we weren't experimenting because we have so much talent. I know that we could be a very good team, but. I mean, it just different changes every single week. Bad play calling. Who knows? Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think of the Steelers game versus Jets. I'm out, guys. Peace.